Hey guys, what's up? So we will be dealing with the 2.5, that is finally the last video in class 6. I didn't expect that even class 6 will take such time, but anyway I have tried to cover all the basics. That's why it has taken so much time. So this is the part 5, last part covering the chapter 15 and 16 of class 6. So the basic aim is obviously to impart high quality accessible education, and if you have any query or doubt you can ask below the video on YouTube or on the Facebook page. So keywords and summary are your focus points, and the last chapter will be air around us and garbage in and garbage out. Rest all the chapters are covered in videos 2.1 to 2.4. Please watch them before proceeding. Here, that's a humble request. Air is everywhere, as we know. It is present in water, it is present in soil, it is present in surroundings, except in the vacuum region, which is the most of the known universe. And moving air is wind. Obviously, we know air occupies space. How will you prove it? Just take a tumbler of water, fill it with water, and take a bottle and put it just down like this, and you will feel a lot of resistance because air is present, so water can't go in. And tilt it slightly and you will see air bubble going out. So it means air occupies space. Air has weight, because just take a balloon and keep it on a weighing scale which is sensitive enough. So with the balloon with air will go slightly downwards, while balloon without air will go slightly upwards on a weighing scale. It obviously has no color as long as it's not polluted, and hence it's transparent. The thin layer of air which surrounds the earth is called as atmosphere. Now we know as we go up, the air becomes rarefied, density of air decreases, hence breathing becomes difficult because oxygen is available at a not atmospheric pressure which is available at ground level, and the pressure of atmosphere decreases as we go up. That's why you need oxygen cylinders. And similarly, as you go down the ocean, obviously you can't breathe in the water, but still the atmospheric pressure keeps on increasing. That is why you need to be in pressurized chambers when you go downstairs. Okay, is that absolutely understood? You need to be in submarines, otherwise your head will burst after descending into half a kilometer or 1 kilometer, because pressure is so much that it is virtually impossible to, like, you will be crushed under the weight of atmosphere. But anyway, air is mixture of water vapor. Obviously we know oxygen. How will you prove that oxygen is present in the air? We will see. They basically, you take two glasses, and one is slightly larger and one is slightly smaller. You take burning candle, and this is present inside a water level. Some water level is present here. Obviously don't keep the water above the candle, otherwise it will not burn. So the one with the smaller glass will burn less time because oxygen is less, and you will see water level rising from, let's say, this mark to this mark, because the volume which was occupied by oxygen is now replaced by water. But still you will see lot of empty spaces. This is because of nitrogen. This experiment is present in class 6 NCERT. You can read from there. Now nitrogen, CO2, dust, smoke, everything is present in air. How are dust particles prevented? Up to a certain size, they are prevented by fine hair and mucus which is present in our nostrils, which trap them there and then. Obviously I have told to take two glasses, one bigger than the other, invert them over a burning candle in a tumbler with some water, and mark the water level. Candle will stop burning after some time, first in the smaller glass, because oxygen is less in that. Space occupied by oxygen is filled with water, water level rises. Still the space in the glass remains as large majority, approximately 79% air is made up of nitrogen, and mucus, fine hair present inside nose prevent dust particles from entering respiratory system. This is RS, not Roman any, but respiratory system. So this is the composition. This is the perfect composition of atmosphere. This will not change in coming 100 to 1000 years. Nitrogen is 78.08%. Obviously we know oxygen is 20.95%. So roughly 99% of atmosphere is made up of nitrogen plus oxygen. Argon is 0.93%. CO2 is 0.03 to 0.04% roughly. Neon is 0.001%, helium is 0.0005%, and methane is 0.0001%. Obviously you don't need to know the percentages except the first four. These you must know, but you should know that noble gases are most abundant after these first four. Now water vapor is not included because this is dry air, as you can see here. Water vapor may vary from 0.001 to 5% depending upon the local variation. Okay, and in overall earth it is 0.25%. and it is not included in the above calculation because air is seemed to be dry when we measure the composition. Now atmospheric layers, obviously it is not mentioned in the NCERT, yet I will cover it. So it starts with troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. So basically it is 0 to 12 kilometers, which 9 at poles and 17 at equator. So it goes something like this. This is the tropopause. This is 9 at poles and 17 at equator. The stratosphere from 12 to 50, mesosphere from 50 to 80. So these three layers are just up to 100 kilometers only, and then comes thermosphere and exosphere. So this is how the atmosphere is divided. So now dealing with the troposphere, tropos means turn. It extends from the earth's surface till tropopause. Is that absolutely understood? So starting from the earth's surface, that is ground level, till the tropopause, we have this troposphere. It is followed mostly by temperature inversion, that is warm after cold, because tropopause reaches temperature of minus 60 degrees Celsius and stratosphere the temperature rises. So this is called as temperature inversion. Other examples of temperature inversions are also there. We will deal with it in geography. Or it is followed by isothermal zone where the temperature remains the same. Mostly it is followed by temperature inversion. Temperature falls with increasing altitude. It is a rule of thumb. Unless otherwise there is a specific phenomena which is occurring, temperature will always falls with increasing altitude. Please remember this point. Unless a specific phenomena occurs, it will always fall with increasing altitude. Now heating, why this happens? Because heating occurs from surface and above. So surface of the earth radiates heats to above. So this is the hottest point, this is the coldest point. So surface is obviously around 25 to 30 degrees Celsius on earth, while the tropopause is minus 60 degrees Celsius. 80% of atmospheric mass is in troposphere, while 50% of atmospheric mass is just in up to 5.6 kilometers, that is exactly half of troposphere. So troposphere is the most dense layer obviously. Almost all the water vapor, moisture, weather phenomena, any weather phenomena, cyclone, clouds, thunderstorm, rainstorm, hailstorm, any storm, it always happen in troposphere. All the clouds, most of the clouds, just see almost word, and all the aircrafts, aviation, everything happens here. Especially propeller based cannot go above troposphere. So what is stratosphere? It extends from tropopause to stratopause. It is contains ozone or O3. Temperature rises with altitude because of absorption of UV rays by ozonosphere. Again, UV rays is divided into UVC, UVB, UVA. So basically UVC is completely absorbed, UVB is almost completely absorbed, UVA is mostly not absorbed. It is free of air turbulence, and you know that extends up to 400 nanometer or 4000 whatever you want angstrom. It is called as, this is the wavelength of light. To 100 to 400 is this ultraviolet radiation. So UVC is here, UVB is here and UVA is here. So UVA is closest to 400 while UVC is closest to 100. Beyond 400 we have the visible spectrum, while this side we have X-rays. So is that understood? So now moving, highest layer for aircrafts is stratosphere, which is jet powered aircrafts, while they also have polar stratospheric or nacreous clouds, and it forms above, just above tropopause where the air is coldest. So the tropopause is minus 60 degrees Celsius while temperature rises and can go up to 0 degrees Celsius in stratopause. So this is the temperature rising in stratosphere. Now mesosphere extends from stratopause to mesopause. It is the coldest place on earth. Yes, Antarctica is not the coldest place on earth. It is mesopause or mesosphere. It is minus 85 degrees Celsius on an average. Temperature will fall as the altitude rises, just like troposphere, everybody knows it. Water vapor sublime, this is the rule of thumb. Now water vapor, which is minuscule amount, will sublime and it fall from noctilucent clouds or mesospheric clouds. They are the highest clouds in atmosphere, and they are visible especially during sunset time when sunlight reflects from it. Most meteors will burn out here. उससे पहले क्यों नहीं burn होते? Because the density is too low. This is the dense layer, so it will burn out everything. It is too high for aircrafts and too low for satellites. So no orbiting is seen here. It is accessible by sounding rockets. So this was mesosphere. Now thermosphere, we have mesopause to thermopause, and since it's the base of exosphere, so it is also called as exobase. It has the lower half have ionosphere. So this is also called as ionosphere by some people, but actually the lower half of it is called as ionosphere. Ionizing happens here. Temperature rises up to 15 degrees Celsius due to extreme rarefaction. Density of molecules is very low. Ionizing happens, but this temperature is not meaningful temperature. So there is an gas equation, kinetic energy. This is PV is equals to NKBT, where KB is called as Boltzmann's constant. This is obviously not important. But if a skin comes in contact with thermosphere, you will not feel hot, sir and ma'am. The pressure is so low that not much transfer of energy will happen, and you will not feel hot because of low density. And despite high temperature, heat and temperature will be separated. So this is slightly high topic, so I don't think that you will understand, but anyway, just remember, heat and temperature are mostly related but not always. It is absolutely free of water vapors and cloudless. International Space Station is located here. A very important question, from 320 to 380 kilometers. And aurora means natural lights or northern lights, but they are also found in southern areas. And australis, borealis means north. Just remember, so boreal forest means north. Borealis is also referred to Arctic region. So they are the natural lights seen in higher altitudes due to ionization. Obviously, I have told this is called as ionosphere, and interaction of either thermosphere or exosphere. So aurora are seen in both these layers, and interaction with what? Magnetospheric plasma, cosmic rays, and solar wind. So this was the important thermosphere. Now we have exospheres. It is the outermost. Exobase is the upper limit of thermosphere, and it merges with the emptiness of outer space. Obviously, it is extremely thin with ultra low density, and hydrogen, helium, nitrogen, water, carbon dioxide are found in minuscule amount, and the molecules can travel hundreds of kilometers before colliding with other. So in thermosphere it is 1 kilometer before colliding with other. That is the level of density we are talking about. Obviously no meteorological phenomena can happen, and that is why most satellites will orbit here, and aurora australis and borealis can overlap here also. And stratosphere plus mesosphere plus lower thermosphere, that is ionosphere, is called as middle atmosphere, which extends up to 100 kilometers. So is that absolutely understood? So this is the level we are talking about of middle atmosphere. So these are the beautiful lights. They are called as aurora borealis. They are also called as northern lights. Obviously they are also found in south, where they are called as aurora australis. They are found in very high latitude. This layer is called as exosphere. So you can see emptiness of space. Thermopause is this layer. This is thermosphere, where you have auroras, and space shuttle are also seen here, which goes and finally revolves in exosphere. This is also called as International Space Station is located here. Now as you can see, noctilucent clouds are here while nacreous clouds are here. This is mesopause, this is mesosphere, and these are meteors. As you can see, shooting stars, nothing to do with stars. Stratopause, this is stratosphere. Ozone layer is present here, as you can see, and this is troposphere. All the weather phenomena occurs here, and commercial airliners are also flying near tropopause. So this is again, and this is aurora, this is thermosphere, as you can see here, and these are the noctilucent clouds, and this is mesopause, this is aurora, this region. These are the meteors which are present in just above mesosphere and just below mesopause, and this is the stratopause layer, which is approximately at 50 kilometers, and these are the cumulonimbus clouds, and these are the various form of clouds. Now the same diagram continues, and you can see this is the exobase, this region, that is the thermopause, and this is the International Space Station and aurora. So this was the atmosphere for you. So air obviously helps in photosynthesis, respiration. It helps in running of windmill to generate electricity, drawing water from tube wells, running floor mills, mechanical jobs, movement of sailing yachts, gliders, parachutes, aeroplanes. Birds can fly only in air, not in vacuum. It also acts as a pollinating agent and dispersal of seeds. And finally, through water vapor, it helps in water cycle. So these are the function of air. And if you put water in soil, you will see bubbles coming out. So it means what soil has water. Then again, soil burrows and holes helps in enriching soil and underground dwelling space with air. That is why creatures can survive even in soil with limited amount of oxygen. Finally, plants are net producer of oxygen, not air, and hence replenisher of oxygen. And there is interdependence for exchange between plants and animals of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Is that understood? So why earthworm comes out of soil in heavy rains? Because water of rain displaces dissolved oxygen, so they come out to breathe. How you will show that air is dissolved in water? Answer is boil it, and you will see air bubbles coming out of it. Then we can also say that lump of cotton shrink in water because the air in the cotton is replaced by water. So now moving forward, so chapter 16, it's very generic, so I'll just rush through it. Garbage in, garbage out. Lot of garbage is generated. Safai karamacharis collect the garbage. Segregation of waste should happen at best at source, especially in medical hospitals and colleges. It happens at source, but unfortunately not in our houses. Organic, inorganic, glass, metals, everything is mixed together, and unfortunately it is done just before final disposal, where it is segregated into useful versus non-useful, and those objects which can be used without changing versus change needed. So these are the segregation. Then now landfill areas are low lying areas which are open areas, and garbage is spread out on them and it is covered with soil, and cycle is repeated till it becomes full. Then finally land use conversion happens. You will make park, you will make playgrounds, public places. But sans construction, sans means without, so no construction at least for few decades. Medicine sans frontiers, that is doctor without borders. Now composting, manure, rotting, complete, they are all keywords. There is no foul smell, it provides nutrients to plants, it is also called as green waste or organic waste. This is process is called as composting, where you convert the waste into manure, the organic or the green waste. Now avoid burning them, rather convert them into manure. It is illegal in many states of USA as well as in various European countries to burn waste, especially the dried leaves cannot be burned. It is a very big no-no. And burning generates smoke and poisonous gases and dust particles. Now vermicomposting is, vermi means worms plus compost. Earthworm is also called as farmer's friend. It is also called as red worms, which are specific type of earthworms. Grinding of food happens in gizzard of earthworm. This is a key feature of gizzard. Stomach of earthworm is called as gizzard. I can't go in deep biology that it is located in which segment of earthworm. But anyway, just remember this gizzard word. And red worm, just grinding gizzard, grinding gizzard. And red worm can eat food equivalent to its own weight daily. So, the organic waste which comes out of the red worm, it is highly enriched and it is a type of compost only. Now left out dried soil like powdery manure, this is called as vermicompost, and this is spread over the entire farm. It has all the essential nutrients needed by plants, and then they will show amazing growth, perfect growth. You can also create it in home also. You get best out of the waste, you save a lot of money on harmful chemical fertilizers and insecticides. Now whenever it comes for waste, just remember these four words. Reduce means minimize the use as far as possible. Reuse means repeat the use as far as possible. Replace it with a sustainable substitute. This is my word, I just coined it this morning. And recycle means through physical or chemical change, make it usable now. Okay, so these are the four words: reduce, reuse, replace and recycle. So for plastic, use them judiciously, avoid excessive and unnecessary uses, and people are ignorant about ways of its disposal, so you need to create awareness. Unsuitable, sorry for the spelling mistake, and ill-fitted plastic is used for food storage, and it may lead to various diseases including cancer. Okay, now burning leads to highly toxic and poisonous gas being released in the environment, again leading to respiratory other problems including cancer. So don't burn them and don't put food in them. Swallowing by roadside animals lead to their death. Choking of drain and filling of roads, even semi-flood like condition can be created unfortunately due to plastics. So obviously reduce their use, minimize both the usage as well as garbage generation. This is the key point. Reuse means repeat their use, don't throw them away just by one use. Replace means sustainable substitute like cardboard or paper bags and etc. or jute bags. Jute and paper are different by the way. And recycling means physical or chemical change and make it usable now. Do not use to store food, don't throw, don't burn plastic, use vermicomposting to effectively deal with kitchen waste. And finally, garbage disposal is as much the responsibility of government as of our or citizen. So obviously the last lecture on class 6 and I'll follow it with class 7 soon. Rest all will follow very soon, and by 15 to 20th July your entire science will be covered, 6th to 10th NCERT that is. Spread the word, be a part of this education revolution. Do hit the thumbs up so that others can find it easily. This is the Facebook page and this is the Twitter handle. Spread the word, and thank you for watching the tutorial. Have an awesome day.